In 2012, a California-based company called HiQ began marketing a product that allowed employers to find and recruit employees with desirable and selected talents using the organization's skill mapper. These products were solely built upon the web scraping of data from another web talent networking organization, LinkedIn. And through the use of this web scraping technology, HiQ generated $14.5 million between 2012 and 2017. At some point in 2017, LinkedIn discovered the actions and software being used by HiQ to essentially steal customers away from their platform. On May 23rd, 2017, LinkedIn sent a letter directing the Analytic Corporation, HiQ, to, quote, immediately cease and desist unauthorized data scraping and other violations of LinkedIn's user agreement, end quote. The reason LinkedIn sent this letter to HiQ was that LinkedIn believed that HiQ violated the U.S. Federal Computer Fraud and Abuse Act after LinkedIn discovered that HiQ was operating the web scraping tools to remove data from public profiles after HiQ created their own profile and began searching corresponding public profiles within the LinkedIn system. After providing the cease and desist letter, LinkedIn proceeded to place software within the social media platform to prevent further web scraping of data and the extraction of that data by companies like HiQ. After the software was installed and implemented, HiQ proceeded to file a federal lawsuit seeking an injunction to remove the software and to allow them to access their profile so that they can continue their web scraping and data collection actions. In September 2019, the United States Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals found that LinkedIn must remove the software and allow access to the public profiles to HiQ. To provide some context to this, LinkedIn is a social media platform which is currently owned by the Microsoft Corporation and was created in 2002. The LinkedIn social media platform is considered to be a multi-sided model and focuses on professional networking. What is meant by being a multi-sided model is that it allows employees on one side to present profiles that list education and work-related skills so that they can seek out job opportunities that are presented within the LinkedIn platform. On the other side of this multi-sided model is recruiters, where recruiters can look through potential job seekers' profiles looking for key talents or educational experiences to fill their open positions. Initial profiles within LinkedIn are free, but there is a subscription-based service within the LinkedIn platform that allows for enhanced analytics, like providing the option of people using profiles to see who has looked at them and who has searched for similar talents, and also allows recruiters to identify certain key traits that they are looking for. Again, this is a paid subscription service and is one of two ways LinkedIn has been able to generate revenue for their business model. The other portion of this business model for them to generate revenue is that they sell advertising space within the profiles that would be potentially seen passively from people using their service. LinkedIn currently contains approximately 500 million users. The U.S. Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals findings highlight that the internet is the new public square and that free speech and public data are there for anyone to take and use for whatever purpose. And it's also the position of the court that anyone who sets their profile to public expects a third party will data mine their information that has been placed within this public square. The court also viewed that the actions taken by LinkedIn possibly violated California's unfair competition law, but did not directly come out and state that they did, being that it was not fully their jurisdiction, but just their opinion within the court that it might have, which could potentially have some negative consequences for LinkedIn if the state of California decides to pursue any investigation of their own. The findings by the U.S. Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals within this case between LinkedIn and HiQ present corporate security intelligence programs and executives as a whole with several key takeaways that can either be used for industrial advantages when looking into intelligence or organizational cyber and intellectual property defense based upon the needs of the organization's security intelligence department as directed by the executive management or their protocols. With the findings established by the U.S. Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, organizations now have decreased legal liability when using web scraping tools to data mine competing organizations or looking for changes in data trends within industries as a whole, provided that the data is public and that the gathering of data is not an act of espionage through hacking, which would violate the Federal Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. Inversely, though, the ruling also demonstrates that any information that is public or public to users within a social media-ish platform is now available for web scraping. This could increase the risk to an organization through the increased use of business-related social media platforms, similar to ones like the Eastern Kentucky University OrgSync program, which allows students to post student organization memos and flyers to each other. And it also highlights that the protection provided by user agreements do not preclude the use of web scraping tools, as this has now become the new public square. And if something is deemed public within that realm, it's being placed into the public square. This case presented here demonstrates the continued threats, risks, and opportunities available to security intelligence programs with the increased use of technology within business models. And it also highlights, though, the need to have a metered response when attempting to defend from some of these, as demonstrated by the possibility of LinkedIn now having to be investigated by the state of California for unfair practices. This is something that does require organizations to not possibly violate additional laws when attempting to protect their own property. This is where it becomes important for security intelligence to also consult with the organizations